recitation. Welcome to the call. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. We have a couple more minutes to start the class.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranamam. This is Pravina from Ohio.
Hare Krishna Pravina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Mataji, Pranamam. This is Pravina from Ohio.
Hare Krishna Pravina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. So glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari dasi.
Hare Krishna Kirtida Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving a recitation. Welcome to the call. Waiting to hear from you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Okay, if nobody wants to introduce, then we can start recording. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Kirtida Mataji to enlighten us on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya chapter 13, 295 to 3. I don't know. The verses is 31 in the poster. I don't know.
311.
311. Okay. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Before we start the class for today, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote, which is so beautiful today. 28th August, always think of lotus feet of Sri Krishna and you will find no difficulties in executing the task allotted to you by Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What a beautiful quote for today. And Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for your valuable time and as usual this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Caitanya Bhagavat. I now hand over the call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Thank you so much for your warm welcome. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining us in this session of Sri Caitanya Bhagavat. Really grateful to each and every one of you for your auspicious presence in this forum. So we'll start with the Mangalacharan and then we'll go ahead with our session. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchatattvatakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavtaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Guruve Gaura Chandrai Radhikaye Tadale, Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaye Tad Bhaktaye Namo Namaha. Anande Leelamaya Vigrahaya Hemabhadevya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandrai Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandrai Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandrai Namo Namaste. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadhatau Sankirtanaikapitarau kamalayatakshav Vishvambharau dvijavarau yugadharmapalau Vande jagatpriyakarau karuణావతారau Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandra Jayati Jayati Kirti Stasya Nitya Pavitra Jayati Jayati Bhritya Stasya Vishveshwamurte Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Priyanam Mukham karoti vācālum pangum langāyate giram yatkripatamaham vande Shri Kirti Mataji Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you once again for your presence. So I really bow down and seek blessings from each and every one of you so that I can speak something relevant on this subject matter. Please shower your blessings and prayers and wishes. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrindi ki jai. All the assembled Vaishnavas ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrindi ki jai. So we are in the section of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata where our Jagai and Madhai have been very mercifully delivered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But that ultimate mercy is coming from our Nitai, from Sri Nityananda Ram. So we saw that how when they were delivered, the Lord welcomed them and told all his associates to bring Jagai and Madhai to his home. So normally the nocturnal kirtans happen at the Angan or at the courtyard of Shiva's Thakur, Shiva's Angan. But this time when Mahaprabhu delivered Jagai and Madhai, he told all his associates to bring Jagai and Madhai to his home. So when Jagai and Madhai were there, they all started doing kirtan. And Jagai and Madhai were feeling so much of ecstasy in that kirtan, which was also performed in a closed group. Even though it was the home of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but still it was not open for public. It was a closed, confidential Sankirtan movement that Mahaprabhu was carrying out. So at that time, Jagai and Madhai, they felt very ecstatic being the part of that confidential Sankirtan arranged by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his dear associates. So they were literally praising their good fortune and, of course, the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have covered that how they started praying. They started praying to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Mahaprabhu's mercy is causeless. It is Nirankusha Kripa and it is Niralaksha. It doesn't have any motivation. There is no motivation for Lord to bestow mercy. The Lord bestow his mercy and therefore it is known as his causeless mercy. So we have discussed all this. And later when this Jagai and Madhai, in their prayers, they were praying that now people will see that you have delivered us. Then they quote that, yes, in the past you have delivered. You have delivered Bakasur, Aghasur, Putana, Kamsa Maharaj. You have delivered everybody. But externally, if we see, externally, then it's only that they were killed. They were personally killed by you. Actually, they say that there is no praman. There is no praman that they also got their real destination. Why? Because that praman is there only in the Vedas. So those who read the Vedas, well, they will come to know that even those demons were delivered by you, and they also attained all kind of different muktis, where they don't have to come back to this material world. But otherwise, those who are not interested in the Vedas, those who are layman people, common people, they don't understand. They consider that, yes, you have killed the demons, you have annihilated the miscreants. So they were saying that, yes, you might have delivered Putana, Bakasur, Kamsa Maharaj, but who knows? Who knows? Unless and until you go through the Vedas, you understand, or you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you read scriptures, you have that Shastriya Shraddha. If you don't have till then, you don't know that they were delivered or what destination they got. But today, oh Mahaprabhu, you have delivered us. What were we? We were totally drowned in those sinful reactions. To an extent that we will see in the future chapter of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur will explain that when these Jagai and Madhai were committing sins, Chitragupta Maharaj, he was writing. He was making the accounts of all those sins. And when Yamaraj asked, okay, so you have to tell me, then Chitragupta Maharaj says that no need to ask, because we will not be able to describe with our thousands of our mouths, we will not be able to describe their sinful actions. And you, with your thousands of years, will also not be able to hear, because the length of the means the account is so big that among all the different lokas, the Naraka lokas that are mentioned, they don't fit in any one of them. We have to build a separate Naraka loka for them in order so that they can go and they can enter into that Naraka loka. So we will see that even Yamaraj was thinking now what to do. But then all of a sudden, when Jagai and Madhai were delivered, the count became zero. It became practically zero. We will see today. And in the future chapter also explain, and hearing this, seeing this, and when they told this to Yamaraj, even Yamaraj fainted. That how come that whole list of those sinful reactions were simply zero, just by coming in contact with Sri Nityananda Ram, getting his causeless mercy, and how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered them. So Jagai and Madhai were saying that was our account. That was our things, that we were doing all these sinful reactions. But oh Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you delivered us. And you delivering us in this Kali Yuga will be praman even for the common people, that you have delivered us, that your mercy is causeless, that this process works. So what is Sakshi? Sakshi means that we are becoming the Sakshi. We will become the exemplary. Our names will be there in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the pages of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the pages of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, where people will discuss about us, that how your kripa is causeless. So there is no doubt about your Bhakta Vatsalyata. There is no doubt together. You have delivered so many of them are the direct proof for your Bhakta Vatsalyata. Like they gave the example of Gajendra, they gave the example of Prahlad Maharaj, Vibhishan, Draupadi, Ahilya, you name it. Those who have seen direct proof of your being Bhakta Vatsalyata. In Hindi, there is a muhavra, in English you call it as metaphor. So there is a muhavra in Hindi, Jangal mein mor nacha kisne dekha. That means the peacock dance in jungle. In jungle, peacock is dancing. But who has seen? Nobody has seen that peacock dancing in jungle. Why? Because peacock is dancing in jungle and people are staying in cities or villages. Who has seen that peacock dancing in jungle? That means even if you have delivered all those demoniac people, who has seen? So in that muhavra, or in that metaphor, it is mentioned that whatever you want to show, do it in front of everybody. So that's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. He delivered Jagai and Madhai, and Jagai and Madhai, with their beautiful, glorious prayers, they glorified Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After describing those prayers, even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt very happy. And he started saying that, let me share my screen, just speaking like this. Yeah. So here, yeah, Jagai and Madhai, they offered their prayers. Such are the matchless pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then what happened? All the Vaishnavas, they stood up and they offered the prayers with the folded hands. And the Lord said, and they said, "O Lord, without your mercy, not even one's father will understand the prayers that are offered by these two drunkards." So all the Vaishnavas, they glorified Jagai and Madhai, and they glorified Jagai and Madhai prayers. In Hindi again, because I'm relating it to, in Hindi, it's not a good language to say, but in a local colloquial language, they say कि ऐसा काम किया तो किसी का बाप भी नहीं समझ सकता, kind of thing. So that's what they say, that even one's father will not understand the prayers that are offered by these Jagai and Madhai. But out of your causeless mercy, the devotees can understand that what Jagai and Madhai are referring to. Who can understand? Then the Lord said, well, these two are no more drunkards. Okay, don't even call them Madhyapa. They are no more drunkards now. They have become my servants. They have become my sevak. And therefore, Mahaprabhu says, all of you profusely with your open hearts bestow mercy on these two, so that birth after birth, they do not forget me and they can always remember me. Forgive whatever offenses they have committed against you and show compassion on them. And hearing the Lord's words, Jagai and Madhai, they fell down at everyone's feet. All the devotees then blessed Jagai and Madhai, who were freed from their offenses. So there we stopped on Thursday. So we'll continue from text 295. But the point what I was saying is that Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, that how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told them, everybody, you go and profusely shower your blessings on others. So this is what is known as spiritual happiness. Spiritual happiness is when we see Krishna is happy, when we keep Krishna in the center of life. When Krishna is happy, a devotee is happy. The devotee becomes happier seeing Krishna is happy. So following the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that go ahead and bestow mercy on these two, Jagai and Madhai, all the devotees were very happy. This is the devotional service. But in the material world, what happens? If I see someone happy, I become unhappy. Why other person is so happy? Why other person is enjoying so much? Why the other person is getting so much of spiritual opportunities? I become happy while seeing others unhappy, and vice versa. I become unhappy when I see others happy. So this is the condition. This is the condition of a conditioned soul. This is our nature. This material nature is such that it will not make us happy when others are happy. We become unhappy seeing others happy. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he beautiful writes, Nija sukha lagi pape nahi dori, doya hina swartha paro. Parasukha dukhi sada mithya bhashi, paradukha sukha karo. That is the nature. That first of all, I will exploit others for my own thing. For my own enjoyment, I will perform any kind of sinful reaction, even to an extent of exploiting others. Nija sukha lagi pape nahi dori. पाप से भी नहीं डरते हम. We don't even get afraid of bearing the consequences of our sinful actions. What we are only putting center is my sense gratification. Nija sukha lagi. I should be happy. I don't care for others. Dayahina swartha paro. And this is, I am dayahina. I don't have any compassion for others. And all I have is my selfish nature, my selfish interest. I should be happy. And because of which, parasukha dukhi. If everybody is happy, then I become unhappy. I feel unhappiness by seeing others happy, by seeing others' spiritual and material growth. I feel so much unhappiness. Sada mithya bhashi, and therefore I am always and always in illusion. Para dukkha sukha karo. And what I pray that everybody should get dukkha. And that everybody should get dukkha brings so much happiness in me. It becomes the source of pleasure for me. This is the conditioned life. But the spiritual pleasure, what the devotees feel, is just the opposite. What here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. That when you bestow mercy, they all with their heart, with their open heart, they were bestowing their mercy on Jagai and Madhai. That Jaga and Madhai, may you progress more and more in your spiritual life. May the time comes where you never forget Krishna and you always remember Krishna. So this way they were showering their blessings. And this is the most important characteristic of a devotee. That the devotee always is a para dukkha dukhi. If somebody is unhappy, then the devotee feels unhappiness. And if others are happy, then the devotees also feel happy. Well, forget about me, at least this person is getting so many spiritual opportunities. Well, this person is growing so much in spiritual life. I'm so happy that Krishna is bestowing his mercy on that person. We become happy. That is the spiritual happiness. That is the happiness that belongs to the devotees. But in the conditioned life, it is altogether opposite. It's perverted. So all the devotees, they blessed Jagai and Madhai, and who were then freed from their offenses. Text 295, where we have to start. Prabhu bale utha utha Jagai Madhai, haila amara dasa arachintanai. The Lord said, get up, Jagai and Madhai. Why? Because they were bowing down to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu out of gratitude. They were so much grateful to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying, don't worry, just get up. Do not worry. You are my servants. Haila Amaradas, you are my das. See how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving them this designation, this eternal designation that we all wish to aspire, where Krishna himself comes and says, well, you are my servant. We say that Krishna, I'm your servant and I want to be your servant. But here Jagai and Madhai's fortune is such where Mahaprabhu himself is saying, you are my das, Amara das. See how that closeness is there in the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That shows so much of compassion, so much of closeness, that Mahaprabhu wholeheartedly have embraced Jagai and Madhai. And therefore saying, Haila Amara Das, you are my Das. Ara Chinta Nahi, don't worry. Don't worry. Now from here onwards, you are my servant. So nobody will be able to touch you. Nobody will be able to give you any harm. This is the surrenderance. This is the surrenderance. This is what we say, Sarv Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. This is the surrenderance of Jagai and Madhai. When Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, that shows that Krishna wants everybody to show our ananyata towards Krishna. Not that life becomes little difficult and we start blaming Krishna. That's not the nature. Mam ekam sharam, no matter what happened, whether the environment is conducive for you or not, your surrenderance should be 100%. That's what here he means. Only those will become Krishna's bhritya. Only those will become Krishna's servant, where Krishna himself will proclaim that you are my servant. So there are two things. We saying that I am your servant, Krishna, and Krishna saying that, yes, I accept you as my servant. So he says, do not worry, you are my servants. Tumi dui yata kichu kari lastavana parama susatya kichu nahaya khandana. The prayers that you offered, tumi dui yata kichu kari lastavana, jo stava tumne gai, jo stuti tumne gai, means the prayers that you have offered. Parama susatya. One is that it is truth. One, it is complete truth. Susatya. It's complete truth. Paramasu Satya means it's only true. Truth, but nothing else. So that's how the level of truth goes. One is truth, one is complete truth, one is truth, only truth, nothing else. Okay. So Paramasu Satya, whatever you have said is Paramasu Satya. I really appreciate that. Kichunahaya Kandana, and nobody can refute these statements of yours. The stuti, the stava that you have sing in my glorification, I accept it because whatever you have said is truth. Truth, but nothing else except truth. ए शरीरे कभु करो हे ना नहीं हाय नित्यानंद prasade he jani ha nischay. And then Mahaprabhu himself is giving credits to Nityananda Prabhu. He said, E sharire kabhu karo he na nahi hai. Whatever you have experienced in is not possible in this body. In which body? In the body where you have performed all kind of sinful actions. Your body was not fit to experience what you are experiencing now. It was not fit at all because you have incurred lot of prarabdha, kutam, bijam, means your account is full of sinful actions and reactions. So definitely in this body, it was impossible for you to experience these ecstatic moments. But Nityananda Prasade Janahi Nischay. Know for certain that this is all because of Shri Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. He bestowed his mercy to you, and therefore you are able to experience those ecstatic moments in this body. To sabara yata papa muiniyu saba sakshate dekhaye bhai ei anubhava. So whatever you are experiencing now in this body was not possible unless and until Nitai would have bestowed his mercy on you. And if you want praman for that, here it is. To sabara yata papa mui nilu saba. I have personally taken charge of all your sinful reactions because Nitai has forgiven you. So Nitai has bestowed his mercy on you, so I have taken care of all your sinful reactions. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Those who are only with ananyata take shelter of Krishna. Then Krishna says, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishami mashucha. Then I will take care of all your sinful reactions. And then he says, mashucha, don't worry. Like here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Arana chinta nahi. Don't worry. Don't have any anxiety or any worries in your mind. I will take care. And therefore he's saying, I have personally taken charge of all your sinful reactions. Sakshat dekhe bhai e anubhava. If you want to experience it, sakshat, if you want to witness to it, then see it for yourself. And Mahaprabhu will show that how he has taken care of all their sinful reactions. Who will get a chance like this? But Jagai and Madhai, they are bestowing throughout the world, through the entire world, they are showing with this pastime that how Mahaprabhu personally takes care of the sinful reactions of those who are surrendered to Mahaprabhu or those who are surrendered to Nitai. Mahaprabhu said, oh brothers, I have accepted the sinful reactions of Jagai and Madhai, and you yourself will see, not only Jagai and Madhai, but all those who are present there. I will show them that I have personally taken care of all their sinful reactions. And that's why the account of Chitragupta was zero. Everything was deleted. The file was corrupted, and they could never open the file again. And our dear Yamaraj was also fainted. We will see that in the next chapter. I'm just giving you the hint here. दुई जन शरीरे पातक नहीं आर इहा भुज हैते कैला इहा भुज हैते हैला कालिया आकार. In order to demonstrate that there are no more sins remaining in the body, the Lord's body turned blackish. So the Supreme Lord, he became Kala, our golden Mahaprabhu, who's golden like a lion, who is not only golden, but his complexion is compared to be a molten gold. So what is molten gold? When the gold is put into fire and it is in the liquefied form, it becomes more shiny. It becomes more shiny. That is what is molten gold. And that is the color of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's a molten gold color. And that color turned blackish. It was turned into black. Just by showing, Mahaprabhu showed this. He showed that his entire body turned black. Where he wants to show that he has absorbed all the sinful reactions of Jagai and Madhai and made their account completely clean. Completely clean. There is not even a tinge of reaction that is there that they have to suffer in future. It was a complete slate. So since all the sinful reactions of Jagai and Madhai took shelter in the body of Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu's body turned black. And Mahaprabhu then asked, Prabhu bole tomara amara dekha kena Advaita balai Shri Gokula Chandra yena. And Mahaprabhu asked, so how I'm looking? After turning black and absorbing all the sinful reactions, he wants to show off. He is asking, so how I'm looking? Then Advaita replied, you are just looking like Krishna Chandra. You are looking like a Gokula Chandra. So he's saying that you are exactly looking like Krishna now, because now your body has turned into black. Advaita Pratibhushuni Hase Vishwambhara. And when his comment, Advaita Acharya's comment, when Mahaprabhu heard, Mahaprabhu smiled, because he is not different from Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. There is no difference between Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. It's only the mood that Mahaprabhu wants to show this entire world. And that's why he took the mood of Srimati Radharani and he came. Otherwise, there is no difference between Mahaprabhu and Krishna. Those who feel that there is a difference are actually offenders. They are Mithyacharis. Those who feel that there is a difference between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. No, there is not. Krishna told to surrender. Mahaprabhu came to teach us how to surrender. Just like when a small child is there in the nursery class or in a kindergarten, then the teacher, she writes on the blackboard, this is A, this is B, this is C. But there are some children who are not able to copy what she is writing on the blackboard. So the teacher knows everything. The teacher is beyond ABC. She can even write paragraphs. She can write essays. But here she is teaching everybody write ABC. And when some students are not able to write, then what she does? She comes and holds the hand of the child and makes her write A, B, C. So this is our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, Krishna broadly proclaimed everybody and said in Bhagavad Gita, Sarv dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja. Okay, Krishna, you told, but how to surrender? You have not given us the process. Yes, you have told the manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. This is all theoretical. How to practically do it? Then Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us. This is how practically you have to serve. By doing Sankirtan, by having that Nama Ruchi, by having that feeling of Vaishnava Seva, by having Jiva Daya in our heart. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is how you have to do it. So our Krishna consciousness is actually that triangle. You know, there is a triangle. So what is that triangle is? There are three angles to it, if you know a little bit of geometry. So the two lines meet, right? So where the two lines meet, it forms an angle, right? So therefore, the three angles are there because there are three lines, and because of which the three angles are made, and because of which it is known as triangle. So our Krishna consciousness is that triangle where one, so this where the two lines meet, which is known as angle, also known as vertex. So there are three vertices in our Krishna consciousness. And these three vertices are, first is Namaruchi, that we should have taste in chanting the holy name. We should have faith in chanting Krishna's holy name. And the next is Jivadaya. We should be compassionate to everybody, to all the jivas. And the third is Vaishnava Seva, that we have to perform Seva. We have to personally serve Vaishnavas. So this is what our Krishna conscious triangle is. I don't know why I went there. Anyways, so Advaita replied, you just look like Krishna Chandra. Yeah, so point was I was telling is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally came and gave us this triangle. What Krishna taught us theoretically, Mahaprabhu came to practically demonstrate through his vyavhar, through his acharan, through his characteristics, to his way of performing his day-to-day life. And on hearing the Advaita's comments, Vishvambar smiled, and all the Hari Bole Dhwani Kare Sabha Anuchar, and all the Anuchars, all the devotees, the personal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were present in that assembly. They all were saying, Hari, Hari, Jai, Jai. Why? Because they were all happy. They were all happy. Happy people will always sing Jai, Jai. Why? Because they want to always glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. प्रभु बोले काला देखा दुईरा पातके कीर्तन कर रहा सभा याऊ के निंदके. But now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that yes, I have absorbed all the sinful reactions, but I am not the one who's going to bear it. As per law of karmas, somebody has to bear the sinful reactions. The sinful reactions of somebody's actions cannot go waste. And I am not the one who is going to bear it. Of course, Krishna is beyond the modes of material nature. Krishna is beyond this material existence. So I have absorbed it. I have turned your slate clean. But that doesn't mean that I am going to personally bear all those sinful reactions. Okay, Mahaprabhu, if that is the case, then who will bear the sinful reactions of Jagai and Madhai? Then Prabhu bole, Kala dekha dura ke pate. Now you have seen that these two sinners' slate was black because of the sins. But because I have made it white, now they are not entitled to bear any sinful reactions. And I have turned my entire body into black. But I'm not going to take over. Then who is going to bear? Kirtana karha sabha yauke nindake. That those who have blasphemed, those who will blaspheme the Vaishnavas, well, they will be entitled to bear the sins of Jagai and Madhai. The sins of Jagai and Madhai, the reactions will not go waste. Rather, the entire reactions, it will be distributed among those who blaspheme the Vaishnavas. Mahaprabhu said, the forms of Jagai's and Madhai's sinful reactions are black, and all of you perform kirtan. Then these black sinful reactions will take shelter in those who blaspheme the devotees. And Jagai and Madhai will be delivered from their sins. So why Mahaprabhu's body turned black? Because Mahaprabhu wants to show them. He wants to show that this is what I have made your entire slate clean. Your slate was black because you were performing all those sinful actions. But now I want to show you that your slate is completely white. It has been eradicated from all the black sins that you have done. There is not even a dot of black there in your slate now. No more blackness. Therefore, I have absorbed that blackness and I've turned myself into black just to show you. But otherwise, these sinful reactions, somebody has to bear. So who will be the cause to bear these sinful reactions? Well, he says those who will blaspheme the Vaishnavas, they will be the real cause of the reactions. They will be the real cause to bear the reactions of Jagai and Madhai's sinful actions. So somebody can say, well, how come it's not possible? Why we should bear? Because Mahaprabhu said that this is how the laws of karma work. Nothing gets wasted, in the cycle of karma, nothing gets wasted. Somebody has to bear the reactions of sinful actions somehow or the other. So in this regard, there is a very famous story also, that once there was a king and he was distributing very generously, he was distributing food to the Brahmanas. So one day what happened, when he was giving out the food, there was an eagle who was flying overhead, and that eagle was holding a dead snake in its claws. So the eagle, it was a dead snake, and the eagle was holding that dead snake. When that eagle was flying over, she happened to fly over where king was distributing prasadam to the Brahmanas. And a drop of poison that fell from the mouth of the dead snake, and it fell into the prasadam what king was distributing. Now no one noticed what happened, and the king was continuing giving prasadam. But that one scoop in which the poison was there was given to a Brahmana, and that Brahmana, immediately when he took that food, he died because there was poison in it. And the king was very sad hearing this incident. So now that Brahmana was dead. So Chitragupt, who was watching all this, he thought, now the sin of killing a Brahmana, who is supposed to get that sin? Was it a fault of king? No, the king will not receive the karma of killing a Brahmana, because the king intentionally didn't do it. And the king was not, he didn't know what has happened. So it was not his fault. Was it the fault of an eagle that who was carrying the dead snake? No, it was not the fault of an eagle also, because snake is the food of eagle. So eagle was carrying the food, though it was a dead snake, but it was not the fault of an eagle. Was it the fault of a snake? The snake was already dead. How can it be the fault? So even Chitragupt Maharaj was bewildered. Now what to do? So he asked Yamaraj, and Yamaraj said, okay, keep it in some debt account, just keep it aside. Of course, all those who are involved in this incident, none of them is the cause of killing a Brahmana. But a Brahmana is killed. So somebody has to bear the sinful reaction of killing a Brahmana. So what will we do? So Yamaraj said, just keep it aside. We will see where to give this sinful reaction. And then another day, what happened? Some Brahmanas, they entered the kingdom of the same king, and they were very desirous to meet the king. And then there was a lady who was just distributing some flowers. She was selling some flowers. And these Brahmanas, they came and asked this lady, so we want to meet the king. Can you tell us the way to his palace, the directions to the palace of the king? So she pointed them in the right direction, and she said that here when you go, turn right or left or whatever. And then she gave the right direction, and she said, but be careful, the king is known to kill Brahmanas. That's it. She blasphemed the king. What king has done was not the fault of the king. So unjustly she was blaspheming the king. And the moment she did this accusation, she put this false accusation on King, Yamaraj's servant, he immediately came and Yamaraj said, here it is. So the entire karma, the sinful reaction of killing a Brahmana was written in the account of that lady because she criticized the king unjustly. So this is what happens. The reaction of killing a Brahmana will not go in vain. It has to be given to somebody. Similarly, what sinful reactions that Jagai and Madhai have committed, there are reactions to it. Right now, they were not able to understand where to keep those reactions because now their account is totally clean. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that from here onwards, anybody who will blaspheme the Vaishnavas will be the true adhikari, will be the true eligible person to bear all the reactions of the sinful actions that Jagai and Madhai have committed. So this is how it is so dangerous to blaspheme the Vaishnavas. There is a very famous verse. I'll stop here. I'll share. There is a very famous verse by King Rahuguna. Rahuguna Maharaj was anybody remembers? Naham Vishanke. I'm sorry, I forgot that verse. Yeah. See, I hope you are able to see my screen. So Jada Bharat, when he was carrying the palanquin, and after that, when Rahuguna Maharaj realized that who Jada Bharat, first of all, he criticized Jada Bharat a lot. But then when he realized who Jada Bharat, then he says, Naham Vishanke Sura Raja Vajran, Na Trayaksha Shulan Yamasya Dandat, Nagni Arka Soma Anila Vitappa Shastra, Shanke Brisham Brahma Kulavamanat. So he says, Naham Vishanke, I'm not afraid. Rahugun Maharaj is saying, I'm not afraid of what? Sura Raja. Who is Sura Raja? Indradev. His Vajra. I'm not afraid of the thunderbolt that Indra possesses. Natrayaksha Shulan. Shulan means the Trishul. Trishul of whom? Triyaksha. That means who possesses three eyes. That is Lord Shiva, who has three eyes. He is known as Triyaksha. Na Triyaksha Shulam. Neither I am afraid of the trident that Lord Shiva possesses. Na Yamasya Dandat. Yamaraj's Danda also I am not afraid of. Na Agni. Neither I am afraid of Agni, Arka, Soma, that is moon, Anila, that is wind. So neither I am afraid of Agni, nor the Arka, that is heat of the sun, neither the moon, neither the wind, Vitappa, and neither, Vitappa here means of the Kuveras, nor the Shastras, means their weapons. The weapons of Agni, the weapons of sun, the weapon of moon, the weapon of wind, neither the weapon of Kuvera. I am not afraid of any one of this. Oh, Rahuguna Maharaj, wow, what from whom you are afraid of? Chanke, Brisham, Vishanke, right? Vishanke is I'm afraid. So he's saying Shanke, now I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what? Brisham Brahma Kulavamana. Well, I am afraid of offending a Vaishnava, or I'm afraid of offending a Brahmana. So this is what even Rahuguna Maharaj says. And we should all be afraid of the offense we commit towards the Vaishnavas, or the offense we commit towards the Brahmanas. Because here Mahaprabhu is saying that those who will blaspheme the devotees, Jagai and Madhai, sinful reactions will take shelter in them. and Jagai and Madhai will be delivered from all the sins. Shuniya Prabhura Vakya Sabar Ullas Mahanande Haila Kirtana Prakash. Hearing the Lord's words, everyone became jubilant and they all began to perform Kirtan in ecstasy. So they all were happy seeing Jagai and Madhai's slate to be perfectly crystal clear, clean. But of course, this is the fear that everybody has. Even while performing Kirtan, we have this, that we should not be performing any kind of offense towards the Vaishnavas. So we offend our Vaishnavas through our tongue when we see dosha darshan. See, seeing doshas in others, like that lady in that story, she knows that because of the king's activity, one Brahmana was killed. She didn't know what it was purposefully done, or it was a fault of the king, or it happened on its own. She didn't know. So sometimes we also don't know the real truth. So we find some dosha in somebody, which is very, very natural because we are into this conditioned life. It is very, very natural. We suspect others. We see others also in the same scenario. We have this thing in our mind. So first of all, that dosha darshan should not be there. But because it happens naturally, then we should be very, very careful not to do dosha kirtan. Okay, so dosha darshan is there. Therefore, this Kali Yuga is being bestowed by this highest quality, that you will not bear the sinful reactions till the time you don't open your mouth. Till the time you don't open. The moment you open your mouth, the moment you discuss somebody's else scenarios, and you discuss and unjustly you criticize others, then you become the recipient of Jagai and Madhai's sinful reactions. So we have to be very, very careful. First of all, the very first level is don't do dosha darshan. But if somehow or other something comes to our ears and something we see ourselves, if we have seen some doshas in others, just leave it to Krishna. Don't do dosha kirtan and further ruin our spiritual life. In this regard, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to say that how can we avoid ourselves of not doing dosha kirtan? Because this dosha kirtan happens through our tongue. So how to avoid that hathimatta, that mad elephant offense of Vaishnavas, is like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, that instead of thinking that, oh, I don't have to do dosha kirtan, I don't have to do dosha kirtan, rather thinking in such a way, have the habit of glorifying others. Like he used to say that, it's prayers of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, where he says that let me have unlimited mouths and unlimited lifespan to unlimited glorify the unlimited qualities of Krishna's devotees. So let me be the instrument to glorify others. Oh Krishna, that should be the earnest prayer of of ourselves. That, oh Krishna, no matter what, never make me an instrument in blaspheming others or putting somebody's else life, spiritual life into some problem, into danger. We should never ever become an instrument. Otherwise, like what Mahaprabhu is saying, that we will be the true recipient. We will become the true recipient of Jagai and Madhai's sinful reactions. Rather, we should pray that with my unlimited mouth, with my unlimited lifespan that I'm spending here from time immemorial, birth after birth, and I don't know when I will go back. So even if some unlimited lifespans I have to spend in this world, but please, please bestow me this benediction that in that unlimited lifespan, having unlimited mouth, let me glorify the unlimited qualities of Krishna's devotees. That should be our prayer. And when we pray in that mood, then yes, Mahaprabhu's or Nitai's mercy will be there. Otherwise, we will be the recipient of the sinful reactions of Jagai and Madhai. So hearing Lord's words, everybody became jubilant and they began to perform Kirtan in ecstasy. Nache Prabhu Vishwambhara Nityananda Sange Vediya Vaishnava Sabha Yasha Gaya Range. And then Lord Vishwambhar danced with Nityananda and all the Vaishnavas surrounded them and sang the glories of the Lord. Nache Advaita Yara Lagi Avatara Jahara Karane Haila Jagat Uddhara. Advaita also danced, and he was actually the one who induced the Lord to incarnate and thus delivered the entire world. Jagat Uddhar happened because of the prayers of Advaita Acharya, because he was the one who summoned the Lord to come, incarnate, and deliver this entire world. कीर्तना करय सभा दिया कर ताली सबाए करेना नृत्य करना हाय कुतूहली. And everybody was kartali, means everybody was with a kara means hands. They were making some sounds from their hands. That means they were clapping their hands and they were dancing. They were dancing in that kirtan. प्रभु प्रति महानंदे करो नहीं भया Prabhu Sanghe Kata Laksha Thela Theli Haya. And everybody was so ecstatic that they lost even the fear of bumping into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because when you are dancing, you don't know with whom's foot you are stepping on, whom you are banging into. And they were so ecstatic, everybody, that they had no fear as they bumped, thela theli, as they bumped into the Lord thousands of times, not once, thousands of times. They were bumping, but they were dancing in ecstasy. Now, this is the praman that why I said that why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his devotees to bring Jagai and Madhai to his home, not at the house of Srivas Thakur. This is the praman that Vrindavan Das Thakur gives, that Vadhu Sange Dekhi Ai Ghare Rabhi Tare Vishay Bhashe E Ananda Sagare. Mother Sachi and her daughter-in-law, Srila Vishnu Priya Devi, they floated in an ocean of ecstasy because they watched everything from within the house. So they didn't come outside, but they didn't participate in that Sankirtan. They were all Prabhus who were there. But from inside, they watched everything. From within the house, they watched everything, and they also floated in an ocean of ecstasy, seeing everybody dancing so nicely. From within the house, Mother Sati and Shri Vishnu Priya, they saw the Lord's pastimes of delivering Jagai and Madhai. Because Jagai and Madhai were offering the prayers to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that home. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also showing that how he himself has turned black by absorbing the sins. And then telling that these sins will take shelter in blasphemers of Vaishnavas. So hearing all this, even Mother Sachi and Shri Vishnu Priya Devi, they were absorbed in ecstasy. Sabai Parmanananda Dekhiya Prakasha Kaharo na Guche Krishna Avashera Ullasa. Everyone was filled with ecstasy after seeing this pastime, and their ecstatic love for Krishna was uninterrupted. Jara ange prarashite rama bhaya pae se prabhura anga sanghe madhyapana chahe. The two drunkards, Madhyapa, they danced in the ocean, in the association of he whose body the goddess of fortune is afraid to touch. It's such a strong point that Vrindavan Das Thakur is telling, that how they were bumping into the Lord, means they were touching the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the associates were dancing in ecstasy. And these two rogues, these two drunkards, which are no more drunkards now, they have become Mahaprabhu's servants. So let us also call them as Jaganananda and Madhavananda from here onwards. Because Mahaprabhu said they are Amara Bhakta. they are my servants. So they were also bumping into the body of the Supreme Lord. What great fortune! What great fortune! Even the goddess of fortune is afraid to touch the body of the Supreme Lord. So she is also only massaging Krishna's lotus feet, Vishnu's lotus feet, because she is also afraid to touch. And that too, Krishna's lotus feet are so soft that goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi herself is thinking, maybe her hands are hard to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, and therefore she is massaging it very gently. So she is also afraid. But here we see that here our Jagadananda and Madhavananda, they are simply bumping into the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wow. Aho Bhagya, Aho Bhagya. What a great fortune. What a great fortune. Last verse for today. Madhya pera udharila Chaitanya Gosai Vaishnava nindake kumbhi phake dila thai. So our Chaitanya Gosai is saying in this way, Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying that this way our Chaitanya Gosai, he has delivered the two drunkards. Madhya pere udharila, those who were day and night intoxicated with alcohol are now intoxicated with Krishna prema, because their uddhar has been done. They have been delivered. And Vaishnava nindake, and those who will blaspheme the Vaishnavas here onwards, will be the recipient of their sinful reactions, as well as kumbhi pake dila thai. They will go to the Narakalok, to the hellish planet known as Kumbhi Pak. So what is Kumbhi Pak? Kumbhi means a pot, and Pak means oil that is there and it is boiling. So the pot which is boiling. So the person, when it's actually in Srimad Bhagavatam in the 5th canto, where the punishments are being described, there Sukadev Goswami describes that there are 28 hellish planets. And one of those hellish planets is Kumbhi Pak, where the soul, when reaches that Narakaloka, is actually put in that oil that is there in that pot, and that oil is boiling hot. So you can imagine, we are all in Grahastha Ashram, we all have that experience of cooking. So you can well imagine that when we cook, sometimes, especially when we are doing some frying, sometimes while putting the object in the frying oil, our finger also goes in and we feel so much of burning sensation. Right? So imagine that. And now the whole of the body is cooked into that cooking oil. So imagine what kind of experience it is. And that experience is given in that hell of Kumbhi Pak. So Mahaprabhu is saying, Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying that this way, all the Vaishnava nindas, those who do the nindakas, those who do Vaishnava ninda, they are entitled to go this hell, to this kind of hell, which is known as Kumbhi Pak. But otherwise it is mentioned that who goes to Kumbhi Pak is the person who cooks beast, who cooks animals just for their sense gratification. Then they have to suffer in that Kumbhi Pak. Just like they cook the flesh of the animal just for sense gratification, similarly, after death, they have to be cooked in that boiling oil in that hell known as Kumbhi Pak. And for how long? For as many years as there were hairs on the body of the animal who were the victims. So you can imagine. That many years. How many hairs are there on the body of that animal? That many years. We have to be boiled in that pot, in that kumbi of boiling hot oil, and that in the hell known as Kumbi Park. So they are entitled, but Jiva Goswami actually, Srila Jiva Goswami in his Bhakti Sandarbha also writes that one who criticizes Lord Vishnu or who criticizes devotees of Lord Vishnu who do Vaishnava aparad, they are also entitled to go into this hell known as Kumbhi Park, and they are there in that hot oil, and they are burned in that hot oil, and means those who basically blasphemes the Vaishnavas, or those who blasphemes the Lord Vishnu, they actually go to Kumbhi Park. So this Srila Jiva Goswami also writes in Bhakti's Gandharva. But the point what we have to understand is, I don't want to end here with such a drastic conclusion saying that this is what happens to the Vaishnavas, Nindakas. Yes, it does happen, but we, the devotees, have to follow in the footsteps of our acharyas, where we simply have to try to glorify the Vaishnavas as much as possible. And as said, sometimes, even if that dosh darshan takes place, we should at least make sure that dosha kirtan doesn't happen. That is very important. But for devotees, otherwise, whether they go to Kumbhi Park or whether they go to Amravati, for them it doesn't matter, because they are always and always engaged in devotional service. What is the praman? Lord Shiva himself, when Chitraketu Maharaj was being cursed by Mother Parvati, that you go and be a demon, and that's why Chitraketu Maharaj came as Vritrasura. At that time, Lord Shiva says, Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibbhati swarga aparvaga narakeshva apitulyahartha darshina. The devotees were solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For them, it doesn't matter. They have no fear for any condition of life, whether they are in the heavenly planet or they are in the hellish planet, or even if they are liberated. Why? Because it's for them, all are same, because they are only interested in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the point Lord Shiva was saying that, oh, Mother Parvati, you have cursed him to become a demon, but even in becoming demon, he will exhibit his Vaishnava qualities. And we know from this incident, this example of Vritrasura, that though he was Asura, though he was behaving like an Asura, but still in his heart, he was a pure Vaishnava. He was a Vaishnava. So therefore, it doesn't matter. Wherever we go, our point should be always and always to be engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. So we'll stop here. Thank you all so much. Thank you for your presence. That really motivates me. That really encourages me. Thank you, each and every one of you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Shri Caitanya Bhagavata ki jai.
Wow, already raise of hands. Best Mataji. Mataji, first of all, very, very beautiful class. I was thinking, so when our corruption vanishes, the data gets corrupted in Yamaraj's account. That was a cool statement. And thank you so much for all the wonderful stories. And when you were talking about Jaga and Madhai, you said Jagadananda, Madhavananda. Let's call them Jagadananda, Madhavananda. But I just had a doubt because I don't remember this clearly. So initially their names were Jagadananda, Madhavananda.
Because they were born in Brahmana Kula, na?
Right.
Their name is Jagananda, Madhavananda, but because of their activities, they have this
Came to be
cool
known
name, Jagai and Madhai.
Madhai. And then again they came to be known as
Yeah,
Jagai.
again.
It's not like, they got this brand new names from Chaitanya
No,
Mahaprabhu.
no, they,
Okay.
and we have that Madhavananda Ghat also. Still now we have in Navadvip,
Mhm.
where they used to wash the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas who used to come at that Madhavananda Ghat.
Mhm.
We still have that.
Yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of questions about Vaishnav Ninda, Aparadha, etc.
I don't
So
know.
wishing you all the best when
I don't
you
know why do I get always
So-
these topics? Maybe I'm committing a lot of aparadh.
No, Mataji, why are you saying that? Anyway, we'll start with Anita Mataji. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Matthew.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very, very wonderful class, Mataji, with that story. I just liked it. So, where the Brahmanas and the mistakes and the blaspheming of the devotees, the sinful reaction is coming from that part of the story, or what, Mataji? So, is that how we should understand? Like, the sinful reaction, anyways, it is there, it has to go to someone. So, and
Mm.
also we see in the story of Indra also, when he committed mistake towards his when he was killing Drashta, no,
Yeah, he did
Drashta's
so
son, right?
much. Yeah.
Vishwarupa.
He killed Vishwarupa. Then
Mm-hmm.
he has to, first of all, he offended his spiritual master,
Spiritual
Brihaspati.
master, yeah.
Then he went to
So,
Brahma, then Brahma told to what to take Vishwarupa as a spiritual master. Then he killed Vishwarupa also. And then again he went and then he was told to go to Dadichi Muni. Then again that Brahma Hatya. And finally he killed Vritrasura, who was a Vaishnava. So he got that Vaishnava offense also. So yes, Indra
oh,
then
and yeah,
he
yes,
distributed.
Mataji.
He distributed. That's what you are saying?
Yeah, so I
Since
think
were distributed
first
first to the
first time when
three.
he did, I mean, it's like he killed Vishwarupa at that time, right? So he distributed his sinful reactions
Hmm.
to five places,
Four,
like to
four
women, to
places.
land, four. Okay.
Hmm.
So how can we understand this, Mataji? Like, so it's like we do sinful reaction and it will be distributed to someone else. So
No,
will
it's
that
not like
mentality will not come?
it's not like that we distribute, and neither uh, Indra distributed. It was like they themselves, like what ocean and women and trees, they themselves opted that Indra, we will take the portion of your sinful reactions. And Indra, along with that, he also gave that kind of benedictions also. Along with that, he gave benedictions also to ocean, means to water, and to women, to trees. He gave benediction also. Point is not that we do it and then we distribute it. That should not be the mood. The mood is that we should first of all not try to commit any sinful actions. And if it happens, then we should be ready to bear the consequences. Indra, though others like trees, water, women, they asked Indra that you should give us and we are ready to bear. But still, Indra has to go for 1000 celestial years after killing Vritrasur. He went out of Amravati and he performed his austerity. He performed severe austerities, and that for 1000 celestial years, Nahush he was appointed as the king, father of Yayati, if I'm right, yeah. He was appointed as the king of Amravati at that time to fill in the gap where Indra went to perform his penances. So, yes, whatever we do, we should be ready to bear the consequences. And at that time, we just cannot say no to it. So, that should be the mood.
Okay. So, okay, Mataji. So, and here in Jagai and Madhai case, we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking all the sinful reactions from them. And as you said, I mean, like, as it is said, that these sinful reactions will be distributed to one who does this Vaishnava Ninda.
Hmm.
Right. So, is it really true, Mataji? Means like
Yeah, of
when
course.
the
So why
Lord.
it will not be how can the words of the Lord cannot be true? This is the Lord Himself saying. It's not the words of Vrindavan Das Thakur, or it's not the words of some mundane acharya. No, it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's words that from here onwards, those who will do Vaishnava Ninda, they will be entitled to get the reactions of Jagai and Madhai's sinful actions.
Okay, Mataji. And one more thing, I think I put it in the chat also. Yeah, this Vaishnava Ninda, you were saying something, right, Mataji, like about this Kumbi Paka. So, and also the Vaishnava Ninda, you were saying something about that. I think I missed that.
I was just saying that how Mahaprabhu, Vrindavan Das Thakur, in the last verse, he's saying that those devotees who will do Vaishnava Ninda, they'll go to Kumbhi Park. So he is just mentioning the name of one of the 28 hells. One of the 28 hells, one name is Kumbhi Park. And those who offend the Vaishnavas, yes, they will get all the reactions of the sinful actions also, but then they will suffer in Kumbhi Park. So Sukdev Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam mentions that Kumbhi Park, who goes to Kumbhi Park is those who are frying or eating or cooking the flesh of other animals for sense gratification. So the sinful reactions that you get after killing the animal for sense gratification, that reaction is in the form of a Kumbhi Park where you go. So therefore, those who will offend the Vaishnavas, they will also get the same reaction the person gets after killing the animal for sense gratification. The same reaction that Vaishnava Nindak will go get, and therefore that Vaishnava Nindak will also go to Kumbhi Park and will suffer. That I was mentioning. So the point was that we should always be careful that instead of thinking that I don't have to offend a Vaishnava, we should always think that somehow or other, let me find one loophole to glorify a Vaishnava. Rather than seeing dosha darshan, we should always try to glorify them. That should be our habit. And if it will become our habit, then even after seeing that dosh darshan, which happens naturally, at least we can make sure that we don't do dosha kirtan. We don't sing it and tell them to others.
Okay. Yeah, clear. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. But I'm sorry, I just have a follow-up question. So maybe I can come back again after the other devotees finishes.
Sure, Mataji. No worries. Yes, Parima Mataji. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for this really wonderful class again. Mataji, sometimes what if the devotee is openly rude to you? Then we should, then, obviously dosh darshan happens that person is rude. But then, of course, if you don't say that, but then how do we, kind of take it?
Tolerate.
Okay. All right. And that's okay. I'll try.
Tolerate thinking that they are destroying your karmas. See, if somebody is criticizing you, there is a very famous bhajan. I remember Hari Parshad Prabhu shared with me, Sadhak Nindak Mitra Amar. That, sadhu, you should try to understand that nindak, the person who is criticizing, is actually your mitra, actually your friend. Why he is your friend? How can we understand that a person who is criticizing me, either in front of me or at my back, how can they be my friend? Well, they are your friend because they are destroying your sinful actions. They are just like you wash yourself.
Yeah, nindaka niyare rakhiye.
हाँ, निंदक नीरे रखे, हाँ, इसलिए जो भी blasphemers उनको पास में ही रखो, because they are your true well-wishers. They are doing all your karmas. So therefore, those who blaspheme you, tolerate. And that's also Brahma says, Tatteganukampam susikshamano. That those who consider even the criticizers, that this is also happening by my Supreme Lord's will. And he tolerates with Rid, Vag, Vapu, with all the word, body, mind, and words, he tolerates. Then he become the real adhikari, Daya Bhag. He become the real adhikari of what? tatte anukampa.
Anukampa.
Your anukampa. He will
Mm.
become the real adhikari of your mercy.
And Mataji, just one point. You mentioned the three vertices of the triangle. One is Vaishnava Seva. I forgot the other two.
Yeah, Namaruchi, Jiva Daya, and Vaishnava Seva.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And Mataji, the sins that Indra distributed, which four places? That also I forgot.
Yeah, it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavata.
Yeah, I know that, but I forgot.
Yeah, so water, the ocean water, it takes the sin, and that's why we see the bubbles coming out.
Okay.
But the benediction was that wherever the ditches are there, they will be automatically filled with water.
Mm.
And second was trees, that how the sap comes out from the tree. But the benediction was that even if some stem is broken, it will come back on its own. It will come back again. So that is the benediction. And for the woman that we know that
the 5 days, yeah.
So I think so these three places Indra distributed.
And what was the benediction given to the women?
The benediction given to the women is that during their pregnancy also they will be very lusty and they will enjoy the intersexual, means they will enjoy it, intercourse.
That's a benediction, seriously?
That's a benediction, because in
It's
Bhagavad,
not a benediction according to me.
yeah, it's not, but it's been mentioned in the Bhagavad also that women are more lusty than men. So they enjoy more than men. So Indra, he gave this benediction that even during pregnancy also they will enjoy this intercourse.
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank
But
you
it's
so
all
much.
about talking about those who are on the mundane platform. We are not talking about the Vaishnavis or those who have taken the process of devotional service. So therefore, don't take words of Srila Prabhupada in the literal meaning. You know? Sometimes Prabhupada says, and so many women I have personally come across where they say that how can Prabhupada be so harsh to women? So Prabhupada always says that here I'm talking about those who are on the bodily platform of life, those who are on the bodily conception, those women, those who are conditioned. I'm not talking about the Vaishnavis because they are beyond this body.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Your classes are always very wonderful, and they give like lot of knowledge, Mataji. Thank you so much.
It's all because of Prabhupada. Prabhupada na hoite tabe ki hoite.
No, but all your classes are really wonderful and very insightful. So thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
Dandavat pranams. Yes,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna, Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, in that last part, Mataji, I left. I could not hear because of current was off that time. Then immediately I got that you told no, Mataji, that snake and Chitragupta was finding who was the offender, Mataji. Who was that? I want to know the end of the story. I didn't. That part I left off, Mataji. Please.
Oh, Krishna, that was the climax.
The climax only current was off. Please, Mataji,
No
tell me.
problem.
I'm
So
so
at
eager to know that who.
So at that time, it was left like that only by Yamaraj and his servants, because king was not at fault, eagle was not at fault, snake was not at fault. So it was left in a separate account. And then some brahmanas came and in the kingdom, and they asked one lady who was distributing flowers. So they asked her that what is the way to king's palace. So she gave the right direction. She gave the right direction that this is how you go to king's palace. But she warned them, saying that the king is known to kill brahmanas. So the moment she said, because it was unjust criticism, she didn't know what happened. She just criticized unnecessarily. So unjustly she criticized. The moment she said this, Yamaraj said, here comes, put all the reactions of killing a Brahmana in the account of this lady, because she did dosha kirtana.
Oh, dosha kirtana. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Dandavat. Thank you. I was telling the story to my house people, no people, and they were. I didn't want last. I will listen and ask Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. That was.
This is actually a very good habit. I was hearing lecture of one of the Prabhu who was also saying that when we hear such stories, or we hear some analogies, or we hear some anecdotes, something or some good thing we hear in the classes, we should always try to preach. And for preaching, we don't need to find someone else. Just pull your spouse, pull your children, and make them hear. So what happens when you speak, you remember more. So make them hear. Forcefully make them hear.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Mataji. Oh, Komadiki Mataji, you want to speak? Okay, Komadiki Mataji, your mic is unmuted. You want to speak?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mataji, for such a beautiful class and very nice stories that you have shared. Very beautiful, Mataji, and especially at the end, you are telling how we have to share the things with others when we learn something new. Sometimes I also do that. I forcefully tell to my Prabhuji and Vrinda, this is what this is. So before we forget, we tell to someone, at least by telling that, we will memorize it.
Always remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Mataji. Is there anybody having any more questions, realizations before we end the call?
Anita Mataji has something else to say. Anita Mataji, you want to ask something else? If I'm
Hare
able.
Krishna Mataji, I'm sorry, I forgot what I came to ask. I'm so sorry.
You know, when you said, oh my Krishna, when you said that, Mataji, I'll ask later, I was about to say that, don't forget it. I was about to say, and then I just.
I really forgot.
Why
I'm
will she
thinking
forget
what
it?
I came to ask.
No.
Sorry, Mataji. Whenever I remember, I'll just message you, Mataji.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. No worries. Thank you, Suksagri Mataji. And yesterday I was the one who started this Ashtakam. And
I like the Ashtakam, Mataji. Such a beautiful Ashtakam. I missed the part.
After seeing Suksagri Mataji in the class, I was thinking, oh my God, sun is shining brilliantly, and I, like a glowworm, is singing that Ashtakam. So I'm so sorry, Suksagri Mataji. I should have not taken that audacity to sing that Ashtakam, rather given you the opportunity to sing. So it was my mistake.
Mataji also sang, Mataji.
Yeah, she sang the Jayapataka Swami Maharaj's composition.
Yeah, Prabhupada Nahata. Yeah. But your singing was also very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. I really like the translation for the song. I heard it later, actually. I was not able to hear it that time when you started. Later, after recording, I heard it. It's so nice. Is there anybody having any more questions? Okay. If there are no more questions.
Singings were very, very beautiful.
Okay, Mataji unmuted by mistake, I guess. Before we end the... Okay.
Yeah, Mataji, you can end. No worries.
So Suksagri Mataji is asking you to sing with me.
Not now, Mataji, definitely.
Okay.
Anyway, both the singings were very beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji, so true. Both the songs were very nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to Mataji. Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Kirtida Sundari dasi.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.